My name is Sophio Konjaria-Christian and I am the Clever Cities project coordinator at the District Council of Harburg that is situated in the German city of Hamburg. Today I will be presenting the Clever Cities projects in Hamburg with a specific focus on how the locally tailored nature-based solutions were selected and co-created for the project area Neugraben-Fischbeck. First, I want to give you a short overview of the location of our project area. The project area lies in the southwestern part of Hamburg, in the district of Harburg, and more specifically in the quarter of Neugraben-Fischbeck. The project area is nested between two adjacent nature sanctuaries, the Fischbecker Heath and Moor. As seen on the close-up project area sketch, the settlement size is growing due to the neighboring new development areas from the north, Neugraben-Vogelkamp, and on the west, Fischbecker Heidbruck and Fischbecker Räthen. As an urban regeneration project, Clever puts an emphasis on transforming the economic and social geography of places by investing in the development of green areas, implementing environmentally focused projects, fostering the sustainable management of existing green spaces, and redeveloping unused areas. There is a population growth to be observed in the past years, which is expected to continue due to the new development areas. This growth in population has put pressure on existing social infrastructure and green spaces. In addition, the existence of a state highway, which creates somewhat of a physical barrier, has resulted in accessibility problems to natural environments. In terms of demographics, 48.1% of the local residents come from Russia, Poland, Kazakhstan, and Turkey. Among the population with a migration background are the refugee accommodation residents. These temporary accommodations are located at the fringes of our project area and have a high fluctuation of temporary residents. Overall, there is a high percentage of households with children. 22% of residents are under 21 years of age. In terms of income, close to 20% of inhabitants in the area, including children under the age of 15, are on social welfare. There is poor availability and access to local jobs, which has resulted in an unemployment rate of approximately 8.1% in the age group of 15 to 65. There is a visible spatial segregation between more affluent single-family homeowners and housing estate residents. The given context has laid the foundation for Hamburg to focus on the following topics. First, the so-called Clever Corridor, with the goal of strengthening the green connections and creation of spotlight qualifications of green spaces. Second, green roofs and green facades to implement more vertical greenery and rainwater management projects that follow Hamburg's sponge city strategy. Third, redesign of the schoolyards, where there is a focus on educational aspects of NBS. Many factors have played a role in defining and selecting the NBS interventions in Hamburg. Clever Cities is a part of EU-funded Horizon 2020 program, and the chosen NBS measures needed to be in line with the overarching goals of tackling urban regeneration challenges such as human health and well-being, sustainable economic prosperity, social cohesion, environmental justice, as well as citizen security. Additionally, an evaluation of the status quo and existing challenges in Neugraben-Fischbeck, together with an outlook on already planned projects, laid the ground for defining the frame of NBS interventions. The definition of the NBS-focused topics continued after securing the funding and starting the project in 2018. An extensive stakeholder mapping and the first large-scale kickoff event played an important role in outlining the future project interventions. Approximately 130 participants of the event could physically, via digital participation tools, DPAs, mark georeferenced locations and provide initial project ideas, discuss problematic locations, and share their thoughts on how to redesign them. This co-ideation process continued online for another 3 weeks. The further fine-tuning of the focus topics continued with a theory of change workshop where the aimed outcomes were set in relation to the formulated visions by the locals. As a result, ideas of the particular activities linking the envisioned results with the starting points have slowly gained shape. The further refinement has continued iteratively in small working groups that we call urban innovation partnerships for individual interventions. As seen on the image, we currently have 20 NBS interventions that are spread across Neugraben-Fischbeck. The process of selecting and planning the specific NBS measures involved, among others, checking ownership rights and the legal basis for planning of the particular sites, estimating the material and service fees, as well as the availability of maintenance-related funds. A specific focus was put on the potential of co-creation at different stages of project development. For example, co-creation of the temporary garden at the refugee accommodation followed a guiding goal of enhancing residents' well-being and supporting social cohesion. Here, the ownership structure clearly states that the area will be turned into upscale housing beginning in 2026. The legal requirement was that no permanent structures were allowed to be built there. Also, while the refugee accommodation may be officially funded by the city, many activities are donor-based apart from the obligatory language course. There is little money available to construct or plant things and to maintain them. Still with Clever, we hosted 2 rounds of workshops to explore the wishes of the local residents co-ideating the NBS solutions. We organized a walk in the neighboring nature sanctuary for the residents to get inspired from the nature and develop booklets with the sketches of the children. The purpose was to bring them closer to nature and to raise their interest in spending more time in it. The residents' wish for multifunctional recreational areas was followed through by co-creating octagonal wooden plateaus in a guided workshop, which simultaneously helped the residents to gain crafting skills that can be useful for getting jobs locally in the future. The residents' wish for an urban gardening possibility was realized in a guided workshop where raised beds were constructed and planted in a collaborative effort. In another case, when working on the school call, we started with a goal definition. We aim to co-design and co-implement green spaces to stimulate exercise, healthy lifestyle, and provide recreation opportunities in and beyond school hours. We addressed the schoolyard redesign topic given the plans of entire schoolyard restructure in 2 elementary schools. Hence, the mobile school garden solution was conceived for these schools. With the support of Hafen City University students, a step-by-step guide was developed on how to co-craft the mobile school garden solution on wheels, which included the detailed calculation of the costs and the materials needed. The idea finding was supported by workshops that were carried out by project partner Steg. In the District School of Fischbeck-Falkenberg, the redesign of the entire schoolyard had just occurred in 2019. The Clever Cities project docked on with the researchers' garden project idea that was proposed by the pupils during the workshops. The existence of a dedicated teacher with an interest in sustainability issues has really fostered the process. The co-creation of a herb spiral together with the pupils in a guided workshop took place during the COVID-19 period. Thanks to the dedicated efforts of the teacher and the pupils, the garden has bloomed. Another example of an NBS project that we are currently implementing is called Transform Your Lawn into a Flower Meadow. The goal of the project is to create further biodiverse spots in the quarter. The campaign targets educational facilities and private homeowners to participate in the project by transforming their monoculture lawn into biodiverse flower meadows and receive an insect hotel in addition to experts' advice for maintenance. Participants are urged to take part in community monitoring by providing pictures of the growth and uptake of the space by bees and small insects. Currently, up to 8 partnerships have been established, and Clever is searching for more interested parties to join the project. In the case of the Nature Experience Playground, we have built on the existing demand for more playgrounds in this area. The new zoning plan that is in development and the growing residential settlement have supported the idea of selecting this particular NBS measure for this location. Instead of building a conventional playground, the co-design meeting with the locals put an emphasis on the preservation of the existing natural environment, as well as the tree stock, and embed elements of play in it. The Nature Experience Playground targets diverse age groups and offers a variety of nature experiences. We also used several platforms, including a regional committee and citizen advisory board, to get feedback on the proposed project idea. In the coming months, we plan to co-design and co-implement certain elements of the nature playground together with local children in a co-creative process. For example, fence elements details will be co-designed with the school pupils, and the opening of the playground will be accompanied with a temporary art installation using materials and motifs taken from the nature. Co-creation proves to be quite challenging in this case, inasmuch the contract for co-creation had to be commissioned separate from the main playground construction contract. The local administration doesn't usually have the capacity and budget to accommodate and coordinate these extra tasks. Co-creative design of nature playground was a novelty for the implementing company as well. Another example that we are implementing in Harburg is the rain garden solution at one of the streets that has suffered from flooding over the past few years. A non-existent sluice network for sewage, the topography of the area, and the narrow road space have resulted in a situation where the demand for such an NBS intervention has become apparent. This was further verified by the clever-funded drainage analysis for heavy stormwater events in Neugraben-Fischbeck. The analysis showed that the flooding is likely to repeatedly occur and increase in the future, and proposed the implementation of rain garden to solve this issue. Currently, the project is being tendered and will be implemented as a pilot solution by mid-2022. In the end, I want to conclude my presentation on the NBS selection and implementation process in Hamburg by saying that there is no universal guide that we have followed in Neugraben-Fischbeck. Every single NBS intervention went through a unique process of co-design based on the availability of material and time resources, interest of the locals, as well as long-term management responsibilities tied with the ownership rights. This is why the Clever Cities project heavily invests in co-creative approaches. Despite all the hurdles, we believe that by co-ideating, co-designing, and co-implementing nature-based solutions, we will increase the ownership over the process as well as the outcomes. We believe that this will eventually result in improved neighborhoods and quarters with nature-based solutions that are appreciated and maintained by the local community. This is all from my side. Please feel free to reach out in case you have further clarification questions. Thank you very much for your attention.